Yo, it's your boy Mark Goodman, aka the voice box of the block. I'm back with another one. You know I'm hopping in the window like, bro, man, what's happening? I'm excited to be here, man. I'm super excited to be here. It's Friday. I hope everybody's feeling good. You know, to my right of me, I got one of my good friends, my buddies, man. I'm glad. I always interview a lot of people, but this is a good opportunity to interview somebody that I really, really know. Like we got questions. We're going to do questions, but hey, what's going on?
What's up,
Introduce
dog?
yourself,
What's
man.
up, dog?
Introduce yourself.
Hey, man, this your boy A-Game in the
A-Game.
building, man. And, man, the Good Guy podcast.
Yeah,
man.
it's happening.
Look,
It's
when
happening.
when you asked me, when you invited me on, dog, you was like, what? You know daggone well I'm going to come and chop it up with my dog.
You know what? It's amazing that we can connect because, you know, give a little history, man, to everybody. We work together. That's how long that went.
Oh, man, you talking about 2009?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was hard
12
work.
years ago.
Yeah, 12 years ago I've
Boy.
known you, man. Really?
Man, time moving too.
that's
Matter of
crazy.
fact,
Wow.
I want to say 08 leading into 09.
Yeah,
we
it
got
might have
laid
been.
off.
Yeah,
With
it
that,
was,
so
it was a
shoot,
struggle
we
down
probably-
there, man. I got laid up like twice. It was a struggle down there.
was a
so.
struggle.
But that's how we know each other, man. And I think I can pretty much say you've been the same as far as physique.
Oh, man, I appreciate you, dog.
You know, it has been some change and growth, but I mean, as far as going to go get it,
Yeah, I appreciate that.
you probably been consistent, the most consistent person, and to see you grow into what you're doing now, man. And what we're gonna talk about business owners. We're gonna talk about health as wealth, and we're gonna dive into exactly what A-Game does, man. And for all you viewers who don't know, man, this is my man. Can you formally introduce yourself, man? What you do and what kind of services you provide?
For sure. But yeah, my name, like I said, is A-Game, man. Now, I'm gonna give y'all my real name too because I know, I like my real name. A lot of people hide behind their aliases, but Adrian Gaymon, man. That's just in case somebody knows me that don't know my training. They be like,
Right.
"Oh, I know Adrian," so I like to give both of them, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a personal trainer, man. Well, I'm actually a body sculptor. I like to call myself a body sculptor. It's a little different. But what I do is I have a studio in Greenville, South Carolina, and trying to help change lives, man, through fitness.
Like bodies, what's the difference? Because I know you said something about that on your Instagram page. I think you said I'm not a personal trainer. I'm a body sculptor. There's a difference.
Oh,
and I think that's important for people to know the difference between the two, so they know exactly what they're gonna get.
Well, I think with me being a body sculptor is that everybody has different type bodies and genetics, man. So you can't you can't necessarily give everybody the same exercise. So I like to get more intricate in my training because I like to build the body from a visual standpoint. And so most people want to look good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Look with the clothes
You know what
on.
I'm saying? You want to look good. It's not even about losing weight all the time. It's about building a body at where you are to look good where you are while your weight comes down or whatever. So that takes some sculpting.
Right.
And that's a mindset too, man. I have to know what muscles to pull on and find them and know how to find them. So that's why I consider myself to be a body sculptor versus a personal trainer.
Right. At Diamond Kutz Fitness. I wanted to apologize to your lovely better half because there's another part of this business which I thought was unique because y'all put it together. Diamond Kutz Beauty,
Diamond Kutz Beauty and Fitness.
and y'all put it together. How long y'all been rolling?
Oh man, about 8 years, man.
And I thought that was so amazing that y'all put it together because really both go hand in hand. You look good, you feel good.
Right.
And what kind of gave y'all that idea?
Well, I wish I could take the credit for it, but I can't. Keisha, this is something. This is my girl. This is her idea.
Yeah,
this is something that she always wanted. So when I used to work in the companies back in the day, I used to want to start a gym or a fitness studio.
Absolutely, yeah, I remember that.
So you know what I'm saying. So that was never my dream. But when I met her and we was talking about what we were doing,
right?
She told me her vision and her dreams, and it just made sense. And, when we went in that direction, because her model was she wanted to work on women as a whole.
Absolutely,
hair, nails, makeup, facials.
Right.
Fitness, nutrition. She wanted to build people and help build people from from a whole standpoint.
Right.
And that's kind of where we come in together.
Yeah, and I think that's unique because y'all like side by side. Am I right? And y'all side by side, and I think that was so unique. And within working together, how was that? In as far as the relationship, like, is it always business, or do y'all kind of find time kind of? Because I know it can get to be like business.
Well, you know what? To be honest with you, it's a lot of business.
Yeah.
We're that close together. You know, when I'm coming down there, so we see a lot of each other.
Yes.
So
I'm assuming
on that level, but we're good at what we do, and it's not bad. We really enjoying ourselves. Actually, we're free. You know what I'm saying? We
That's the
running
most important part.
I
think, you know, being like me and you working actually for somebody else versus you doing your own thing, I guess you get a lot more freedom.
Man, majorly. And
that's what we all want.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. It was a cultural shock for about the first 2 years too. When I first began, it was weird as hell, man. I was scared, like I was doing something wrong. Like, I mean, because after years of reporting,
that's what I'm about to say. I think it's as far as being in the black family, we're programmed to go to work for somebody. So when you get that space to where you don't have to, it takes some adjustment.
It takes some adjustment.
it ain't like you just, okay, you know what I mean? It takes some adjustments, and I think you adjusted well. But talk about some of the adjustments. Like I guess you got to be more disciplined. You got to have a regimen.
You know, first off, I think when you step off into something, your passion got to be there behind it, what you're doing. I recommend that because... Say that again. The passion. Man. The passion behind what you're doing, it needs to be there. Because the things you're going to fight, especially getting into your business, is going to be made. You don't know what you're going to come up against. Yeah. And so... because my passion is there, man, it's been a pretty good smooth ride. Yeah. I mean, it's like anytime I got knocked down, I wasn't really worried about it, because I knew I really liked what I did and what I'm doing, and So my daddy once told me when I was a young boy.
What's that?
He said, if you find a job that you love, he said you'll never work a day in your life.
Absolutely. And
so that's what I did, man. And that's what I'm doing now. Wow. And it's weird, man, because I'm not working. I'm going to the gym, going to the damn studio, going to train. Boy, it's weird, man. And
I think when you touched on some of the struggles, like, 8 years, so y'all endured the pandemic, y'all endured the pandemic, man, the muscle, y'all, you know what I mean. And as far as business owners, how did y'all maneuver through that, especially with the gym? Because I know during that time the gym closed. Did you close?
But I did for 3 months. They shut us down. Wow. And I'm gonna tell you, I think timing was pivotal too, because we've been in business at that point. Up to that point, it was about 6 years. Right. So we was a little more stabilized with clients that were really about this life. So when the pandemic hit, I went virtual, and then so I still was able to make money because there were people plugged in, and I still wanted to. But I'm gonna tell you, this would have happened at the beginning of if I would have left my job and then been out there about a year or two. This could have rocked you. This could rock you, because your clientele if it ain't grown, and if you ain't got no money coming in. Now I will tell you this. The government stepped in majorly.
They did.
When they came in with the SBA loans and the stuff, they came in majorly. Wow. And so that definitely helped me sustain.
And you took advantage.
Took advantage of it.
Yes.
Facts, man. Yes. Used it. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of them loans were forgiven.
Really?
Forgiven.
See, a lot of people don't know these gyms. A lot of these people don't know these gyms, man.
And I'm going to tell you something. This is gonna go back to stepping out on faith and doing what people just when you got a passion for you, and God, it's from the man upstairs, and He blessed you with it. when you walk it, you don't have to worry about how to sustain it, because if it's yours, he gonna sustain it for you.
Absolutely.
Because I'm gonna tell you.
Well, hey, that's say it again.
And I'm gonna tell you,
he will
sustain it. It ain't. But I'm gonna tell you, over the course of the last 8 years of me being in business, there were multiple times I can account with strange way of me getting to the next level.
Right.
Like mostly financial.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? God will open doors. He opened doors for me that was straight, that you knew it was him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
Absolutely.
when a lot of times when I look at my business and standing thus far, it ain't been, I can't take all that credit, man. I'll be a fool.
Yeah.
I've seen stuff that can't be explained. I'm gonna tell you what a lot of people don't know, to give you the low side of the struggle.
Right.
In the beginning, man, I was month to month lease for a minute, meaning I had no money in my bank account. And the money I was making throughout the month was just enough money to pay the bills.
Wow.
And we were balancing it like that. So there was a couple of times where I didn't have the money for the lease.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you how powerful, y'all. I'm gonna show you how God opened the door for me, man. One time, man.
Talk to him.
There was a time where I was zero, no money in the bank. Right? Me or my old lady at that moment.
Right.
We were balancing.
Right.
And I still needed to pay my monthly lease of $700.
Right.
I'm throwing a number out there.
Yeah.
$700 for that month, right?
Right.
Check this out. I went to the gym. I'm not gonna call the gym I went to work out in.
Yeah.
But I went to the gym to work out. There was a guy in there, white guy.
Right.
Came up. He been watching me for a couple of years.
The studies.
Just he would speak to me.
Okay, just watch.
But man, for about 2 years.
The gym speak.
The
gym speak. Yeah.
This particular weekend, right?
Yeah.
He decided to come up to me and say, "Hey man, I want you to train me." I said, "Okay, well, cool.
Yeah,
all right."
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And he threw a price at me, right?
Right.
For an hourly wage, which was double in my hourly wages that I was charging people already. He offered it to me without me even. If he would have asked me, "Man, what do you charge?"
You would have gave him the same.
I would have gave him the same price that my other clients was getting, and shot myself in the foot. But he came up. That's first step that God made sure I wouldn't mess up this blessing.
Right.
God did that.
Yeah,
he made him come up. So that was one way that God said, "Listen, I'm gonna make it so he can't mess this up." So when he came up to that, right?
We will.
Right, cause we will. Cause I would have been like trying to be all modest and gave him
We'll fumble the bag.
So then he turns around and said, "Okay, good, man." He said, "Man, I'm gonna start next week, Monday. Boom, 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 boom."
Right.
And he said, "Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and pay you up for a month."
Right.
Guess how much it was when it came up to a month?
How much?
$700.
Wow.
He went out to his truck, count the money out.
Wow.
Boom, boom, boom,
That's
boom.
crazy.
And guess what?
He gave you the whole month.
The whole month, right then and there. Just when I was thinking before I walked in the gym, it's like, Lord, how in the world I'm gonna pay my lease for this month?
Crazy.
Man. That right there, you cannot set up. You can't make. Hey, look, this dude. This is like 3 or 4 years ago. This guy was been with me now that long. We were training. We still training.
Locked in. Man, that's
and look,
crazy.
I'm gonna tell you. So when I tell people, man, don't worry about trying to figure out how it's gonna work. If you really believe in that man upstairs the way you say you do, you just got to get out there and put him to the test too. Like you told me, you got me, and here I am. I'm telling you, dog. I've been in this, man, and that's just one occurrence of something that I can't explain happen. So I know, man. That's why I don't even worry about a lot of things. I just move with the flow.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, this
is what separates you from a lot of personal trainers,
dog.
Sculptures, your energy, bro. And it's people like, I'm not lying. He done had this since day one, since the day I have met him. Eating vegetables out the can, straight out the can.
Straight out the can, you know man. I've been doing that for years, man.
And I want to talk about, a lot of times when people go in working out, they say, okay, I got to go 5 times a day, but they never change a very key point thing. That's their eating habits. Please, I want to touch you to dive in on how you deal with your eating habits, and what are some common mistakes you see entering into the gym and not changing that aspect of the game? Because I mean, that's like 80-20 maybe.
Man,
I don't know the percentage. What's the percentage?
If I have to give a percentage, man, I used to say 80-20.
Yeah, that's why.
But,
I remember last time you told me.
But I'm gonna change that number, man. Personally, man, I'm gonna go as far as to say 90, 95, 5.
Oh, wow.
And I'm gonna tell you why.
Wow.
Once I entered into the IF, let's see, right now I'm living an intermittent fasting lifestyle.
Let's talk about that.
So I'm gonna tell you.
Talk about intermittent fasting first.
Okay.
Okay. Then you go into your lifestyle.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get ahead of you. I don't get ahead of it.
Okay.
Because people might not know what intermittent like. Because I want people to take something from this.
Right.
So they might want to try it. So talk about it.
All right. So we're gonna talk about the IF.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Intermittent fasting lifestyle, right? Okay. This is the life that I'm living. Basically, what that is just you don't eat for a period of the day. And there's a lot of science behind why and what kind of benefits that go on with this.
It is.
Now, I'm going to tell you this right here. And there's a lot of common sense benefits too, man, when we think about it. Think about how bad the food is right now. Like everything. Even organic, man. Even with my research, every food on the planet has something that the body does not want. And if you eat it over and over and over on a molecular level, that's where the body reaps havoc.
Yeah.
When the body breaks it down to the molecule, now
Absolutely.
the body sees it from that standpoint.
Yeah.
So what happening is this.
That's facts.
Facts.
He's speaking facts.
Facts. So I'm going to tell you, so the more we eat, the more we consume these pesticides and these chemicals and these steroid shots, right?
Yeah. Along with the packaging as well.
Right, with preservatives and all that, BHT and canned foods. So when it came down to intermittent fasting, it just made sense from a standpoint of allowing your organs to breathe.
Yeah. You're eliminating what's going in.
Right. Or at least slowing it down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All the organs, what I found out is every organ having an expiration date.
Absolutely.
It's like an engine in a car. It has so many miles on that engine. So you can use up the engine faster by driving it a lot, or you can preserve your engine in your car by just driving it on the weekends because you boom, 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 boom. The body is the same way. So when I intermittent fast, which is when you just take a break from not eating,
right,
your organs got a chance to work, relax, rest, do a lot of things, get a lot of less wear and tear on it.
Yeah.
You get to filter out the chemicals that we put in our body every day because chemicals are in everything now.
Yeah.
So
that's a mental battle as well, because how long is that? How many hours that is?
Oh man, it depends. You got minimum levels, and then you got extended fasting levels. Minimum is the 16-8, and what that means is essentially you eat between 12 p.m. and 8 p.m.
That's minimal.
That's
minimum. Tough for some people.
And I'm gonna tell you
that's
why.
That's tough for some people.
It is,
especially when people we talk because speaking to me as a 9-to-5er, that's tough.
It's tough.
As far as how we break and things of that nature. So
you're right.
So how you deal with that? Because I'm assuming some of your clients do work in the plant. So how do you coach this? How do you deal with that?
This is what I do. Okay, so we teach people to fast to start when you wake up because your body is naturally in the fast already. Mm-hmm. So what you do from that standpoint is you go as far as you can comfortably go. So if you skip breakfast at 8 and you go to 9 and you go to 10 and you in that 10 o'clock p.m. a.m. you just can't stand it no more, then you eat. And every day or every couple of days you try to, that's your set point. So when you make it to 10, that's where you stay at 10. Until you can go a little further. One thing about the body learns anything that we give it to on a repetitious state.
30 days, you say?
So probably it's quicker than that, really, to get adjusted to something.
Right, absolutely.
So you talking about going to 10 o'clock, and then eventually you're going to be able to go to 11. And then 12. I'm gonna tell you, I got ladies going 48 hours, 60 hours, no food.
Shout out to the ladies.
Man.
Shout out to the ladies.
You know,
and that's a long time.
Yeah, it is.
That takes a lot of discipline.
That takes a lot of discipline. And see, check this out.
Faith too.
It's like you said, it's mental.
Yeah, it's mental.
So check this out. You have a third eye. Everybody does.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I think it's called like the perineal.
Yeah. We don't get too deep.
Right.
But I know what you're talking about.
Right. When you fast, you naturally strengthen that. That's why in the biblical form, the Bible says some things come through prayer and fasting.
Absolutely.
So it's about a mental serenity, healing, focus.
It wakes some people up.
Wake you up, clear your mind. Yeah. So when I go into my fasting states, man, I really just, when I get a lot of my exercises and a lot of my thoughts, because I'm clear-headed. I don't have no sugar. I'm gonna tell you what sugar is poison, man.
Yeah,
don't get it twisted.
Cancer.
I enjoy
cancer
it.
feeds.
I enjoy stuff.
Sugar.
But sugar is poison on all kind of levels. So when you eat sugary items, it messes with all your motor forms, your mental, everything. It takes your hormones, that spikes your insulin levels.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of stuff goes on. So ultimately that deteriorates your body at a faster rate.
Now, when we talk about the period of eating, when we do eat, what are we eating?
Okay. Now, there's a lot of different things on it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you.
A lot of people are gonna say, "Okay, it's time to eat. Are we going crazy?
Okay.
We're gonna stay healthy. How we eating?"
All right. Now, the best way to do when you're talking about intermittent fasting and the operations in the bodies, it's a complicated situation going on there.
It is.
So it depends on your goals. First off, if you're trying to lose weight with intermittent fasting, which a lot of people do, when you eat, it is very important that you stay in a calorie range. You got no choice.
That's tough.
So first off, you have to know what your calories is to lose weight.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I do for my clients is this: when they fast, I give them their calories, so they know how much their limit. That way, when they eat, they're getting just enough to continue to lose weight.
Right. That's what it's about.
Because if you're not careful, but check this out: when you eat one meal a day is where I really try to get my clients to.
One meal?
When you 1 meal a day, it is almost at that point impossible to eat your calories in that one meal. You're gonna get stuffed.
Yeah, I agree.
So when you get full like that, what happens when you go to say you go to an all-you-can-eat restaurant, you just pig out.
Yeah.
You don't eat no more the rest of that day anyway.
No, you're done.
Done. Stick a fork in you.
You're done.
That's the logic behind it. So when you eating, and then so check this out. Fasting is so powerful that you don't even have to diet. Meaning lean meats and vegetables. You can eat regular foods and still lose weight and burn. Because guess what the body is doing? Using all, especially if you have an active lifestyle. You got to work out with this.
Right.
Yeah. So a lot of times I see intermittent fasting works whether you work out or not, but it's more effective when you work out.
Yes.
So, but man, it's that OMAD or 1 meal a day. Is a very powerful tool.
Yeah. So
very powerful tool.
So when you actually working out with your clients, as far as a trainer, how are you? Are you very dialed in, or like when they say Diamond Kutz, and they say A game, and you step in the building, and you got an hour with a client, 45 minutes with a client, 30 minutes with a client.
We're going in. I'm gonna tell you something. When I learned the truth about fitness,
I know for real. He said that. I hear some people sweating. Somebody gonna be sweating in the building.
I hate to even say it. Nah, I'm gonna take it easy. It's also based on the client.
Absolutely.
But the harder you tear the body down, the stronger the body rebuilds itself.
Yes.
So this is really amazing in itself. And because I know that when I go in the gym for myself, I'm beating myself up. Because I know the body regenerates and builds itself better. That's how you grow into this new beast or new animal. But I tear them down at their level and make them stronger, because when they go home and eat the foods and eat what their bodies rebuilding,
Absolutely.
and boom, 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 and they come back and be better the next time.
Right.
So one of my biggest pleasures out of fitness is watching a client evolve.
Ooh, I know you love that.
That's mega, dog. That's mega, dog.
You know what I mean? That's it.
That's mega.
You know what I mean? That's it. And I follow you a lot.
Boy.
I follow you a lot, and I've seen a lot of your
And
clients.
it never ceases to
You know what I
amaze
mean?
me. I don't
And,
care if it's
you know,
a new person.
Yeah.
Every single time
Yeah.
a person changes, I'm mesmerized every time.
Yeah,
Like,
yes.
God,
And you got a
dog.
lot of posts where you see the young men and women,
Man,
athletes, and you just see them turn the corner, man. And I think that's what it's about. You know what I mean? Because how old are you?
48.
You 48.
48.
This is
man.
48
Yeah,
now.
man.
Solid. 48 solid. You know what I mean? So what gives you the motivation to just stay locked in, not only to train clients, but to train yourself? Because, like, if you don't follow him, he's a madman. He is a madman. Like, I mean, we're talking about 4-5 mile running
Man.
type of guy. Like, what gives you the...
You want me to be honest with you?
Talk to me, bro. Talk to me. Because last time I said you was running like 5-6 miles. Now. You was really...
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm getting ready for the revolution. What type of revolution?
What type?
I don't know.
Wow.
But the revolution is coming. It's inevitable. Because especially with the times we're living in.
Absolutely.
With everything that's going on.
Absolutely.
I want to be, at the height of my game, no matter what time of my life I'm in, because I want to be prepared if I'm here. Because people leave here all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, rest in peace to those who
right. But if I'm here, I want to be in the
best.
middle of
Yeah.
it. I want to be in shape and boom, 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 boom. I can run, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And really, to be honest with you, man, I feel like I'm actually a end time warrior leader. Where I'm gonna help lead people. So what I take, so when I go,
that was deep.
So when I go,
Bro,
to work,
you read something on
man,
that. That was deep.
talk.
That was deep.
That's real talk. And so when people come to me, I feel like it's my responsibility to get them ready for the revolution.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you something. I had a client come to me. She's a new client. She been with me about 2 months.
Right.
You know what she told me? She said, I'm here to get, because she said, because I'm getting ready for the revolution. I looked at her strange. I was like, what? She 40-something years old.
Dead
she
serious.
said she was dead. She said, I want to be in shape and ready for whatever's coming. And I said, dang. I said, that's what I do. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I said, I am just trying to stay on air. I don't want to. Man, it's a lot of people that's going to be upset when the stuff hit the fan.
Yeah.
When you have to rely on your own mobility.
Yeah.
Your own body stuff.
You got to learn how to hunt.
Dude,
You
if they ever came to
I'm
something
gonna
like
tell you
that
right
again,
now. I'm gonna tell you right now. If we had to hunt for our own food,
boy,
I couldn't do it.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. That's one thing that I feel
That's
like
tough.
that's tough.
Because we wasn't, again,
That's tough.
Generationally, I wasn't taught that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you had to go back to that,
survival mode, man.
That's we talking. If I had to go, we talking about grandparents.
You got people right now that live
Like
off
that.
grid.
Yeah, I swear. Yeah, I know. I
Off-grid.
watch it.
Especially
They got it on reality show. I watch it. They off grid and they got to put the work. They got the work to live, and and they love it.
Love
They
it.
love. That's one thing I want to say. They love it.
They got privacy.
They
on
did
a
that
whole
on
level.
purpose.
Yeah.
They go off grid on
Off grid,
purpose.
on
They know
purpose.
they got to do what they got to do
On purpose, especially with what's going on now.
And I don't blame them. You know what I mean?
So that's my passion behind it, man. I'm here to help lead. I feel like God has given me this gift.
Yeah.
and I'm gonna tell you, I knew this a long time ago, but I didn't know how. I was 21 years old when I realized what I felt like I was going to be doing for the future.
Yeah.
But I didn't know I was going to be involved in training at the time. I just felt like I was an end-time warrior, but I didn't know how I was going to be used.
Yeah.
Fitness.
Ooh.
And it's major, too, because the obesity rate is off the Richter scale.
And that's nothing I want to talk to you about while we're talking about obesity and things of that nature from a cultural standpoint. Is it balanced? or are we still
Man,
lacking in the gym? Because I know personally when I follow you, you have a lot of us in the gym. But when you go to the gym yourself, is it balanced now, or is it still Because to be honest with you, as black people, bro, we got to be there more than anybody else with diabetes, heart problems, things of that nature, high blood pressure. Are we balanced, or you still feel like we got a long way to go?
We got a long way to go, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, can I be frank?
Yeah, be real. This is part. This is part.
All right. A lot of it has to do with it's mental. We've been brainwashed from slavery days
Absolutely.
up to now.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you how. Back in slavery days, we were thrown the slops.
Yeah.
The horse, the things of the pig that
Chitlins.
they did whatever. Right.
Made it a delicacy.
Made it a delicacy. So right.
That is the weirdest shit I ever. I agree.
Right.
I agree.
So a lot of times while we grew up in that time frame, we grew on the pig a lot, which is the boom. So what? So you talking about the quality of food, man? That's not a good quality. But so from slavery, we were mind washed. So what happened is this: once we got free, we continued to eat these things.
Absolutely, we did.
Then we don't have to eat them, but we do them now because it's a delicacy and it passed on to your kid. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
So we grew up eating, especially me. I'm a product of this.
Yeah. I never ate chitlins, but
man, I'm a product of this.
But I was a product of chitlins because my family ate them, but I never ate chitlins.
We ate chitlins.
But
we
I
ate
ate
hog maw,
bacon,
hog head
yeah,
cheese.
Yeah.
Pig feet.
We country out here.
Right.
Yeah.
We ate that.
Yeah.
So because of that, man, and then so it gravitated over to the fried chicken.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we are, as a culture, man, we got it bad on our side. So I'm gonna tell you what's even. So what the problem is this: the chemicals and the steroids that's in these foods that we love now is greatly been pushed.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
now we got overgrown adults eating this bad food, and the obesity rate is multiplying, and especially in our race. Because we have genetics.
Yes.
So what happens is this: if you give a genetically inclined person more steroids or chemicals, they're gonna become overgrown.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
so that's gonna make them fatter. It's gonna make our kids develop.
Yes.
Because that's what it does. It prematurely grows stuff fast at a faster rate.
Right.
But the obesity rate on the African American side is wicked, man. And we don't even have the workout ethics that other ethnicities have.
Yes.
I don't know why is that. We have the best genetics in the world, but a bad work ethic, man.
Yeah, and I think it has a lot to do with coming out of slavery. We worked for a long time.
We've been in the fields. We do, generation. I mean, yeah, you're right.
So that has a lot to do with it.
That has a lot to do with it, man.
And speaking of that, when you as a personal trainer, you've been for so long, what are some of the biggest myths that you get when it comes to training?
Oh man!
And I know there's a lot of them out there, man, because people sometimes really don't put the work in. But what are some of the myths that you may get, like the biggest one that you kind of irritates your skin every time you see it?
I think one of the biggest myths that I've learned, man, is that people say your body can't consume more than 30 grams of protein at a time. And don't get it mistaken. I want to say it like this because I don't want people to get mistaken what I mean.
That's the thing. They think a lot of it goes to waste, right?
Well, it depends. See, it depends. See, like the body, it depends on how you're treating or feeding the body. Okay. So what I found out, because I do 1 meal a day, I get a lot of protein in one meal. So what I've taught my body is how to preserve proteins. When you eat 2 to 3 hours, every 2 to 3 hours of the day, you teach the body that protein is expendable. You get it all the time. So the body never has to learn how to store it because we've taught it that, hey, there's plenty of protein out here. Every 2 to 3 hours, you're going to get some. So guess what? The body doesn't have to preserve the protein now because it knows and expects protein in about 3 hours. So what end up happening is that this type of eating, you can't consume more protein than you need at that time.
Right.
Because it's going to be a waste of money.
Right.
But if you begin to live an IF lifestyle where you restrict your eating and now proteins become a precious commodity because it's not that frequent, the body, when it gets a large amount of it, it's trying to figure out how to hold on to more of this because it may not get enough for another day.
Makes sense.
So what happened is back in the prehistoric times, this is where the body was, how the body lived.
Right.
Because we lived off what we found and what we ate. There were days where we didn't find food. The body, when you found a food, an animal, you ate all that you could because any leftovers is going to go bad.
Absolutely.
So everybody would have a feast on that meal because you don't know when you're going to eat again. So at that time frame, the body knew how to preserve proteins because it had to. But this type of society we live in now, we had told the body, oh, protein is plentiful. So I took my body back in time. So my body preserves protein like it ain't no thing. So I can get it in one meal and then boom, let my body use it up as it needs it throughout the day. So so that's a myth that I've kind of saw because for a long time I felt like it. And so I'm gonna tell you like this. Now, even with what I'm doing now,
right?
If I consume more than my daily needs, then my body will get rid of it. So when I eat, I still do that. I just get what my daily needs are, no more. I've learned how to balance my macros. So when I eat my protein in my food, all the protein is counted. Right. So I know my body's gonna get its daily amount. I'm just gonna put enough carbs and fats along with it to allow the body to break it down all together so it can break it and do what it needs to do. Right. The body knows its job.
Absolutely.
I ain't got to try to tell the body how to do it. You know, that's our problem. We be trying to tell the body how to do its job, and the body knows exactly how to do what it needs to do.
Now speaking, because I want you to just harp on, because you and your better half been in this for 8 years, and I just want you to speak on for some of the viewers who might want to start up a business, maybe a personal training facility, a gym like yours. What are some of the things you might tell them to look forward to? Like,
oh man,
as far as starting up, you know what I mean?
Well, one thing I would tell if somebody's
important because I want to leave some gyms that, you know, because I know a lot of people want to start up gyms. There's a lot of people want to do what you do, be a personal trainer.
I'm gonna tell you,
just make sure.
I wish somebody would have came to me and really told me on this level. Yeah. I mean, I had some guys that gave me some good information.
Really talk to you.
But I'm talking about stuff that I'm gonna tell you, if you are out there and you trying to get into the fitness game, one thing I'm gonna recommend that first get a building. If you can get to a point where you can get a building, then you get one. It changes how people look at you when you open your business.
Your own business.
Right. Because a lot of times trainers will go to other gyms, and that's cool,
they be going to apartments.
Right.
No hate. You got to...
Well, you no, I'm going to tell you. I've done that. I've done that.
They hit the apartment up.
Yeah, I've done that.
You know, it's
ain't nothing wrong with that hustle.
This hustle. My man.
Ain't nothing wrong, because I've done that in the
hustle. You know what I'm saying?
I've done that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But go ahead,
but I'm going to tell you right here, because a lot of times, because I feel like I needed a lot of equipment.
Yeah.
And that takes money. So, that's what deterred me. That's what slowed me down in the beginning, because I was like, I got to get money, boom, 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 boom. But what I would tell somebody getting in, listen, there's enough body exercises out there where you can get your point accomplished in your training session. Especially for the average person that's just trying to get some fat off.
Yeah.
So if you get a building, matter of fact, you can even time it. Like one of my homeboys, he did this.
Yes.
He left his job in like March and went to the park to train. He did that all summer. Stack his paper. He didn't have no overhead. By the time September came around, he had saved up enough money and built up his clientele enough to where he got a building.
Wow.
And he took the business on the inside. Now that's a hustle for you.
That's a hustle.
Because when we talked about it, we told him you got about 6 months to hustle. You got the summer. You're gonna be at the mercy of the weather.
Yeah.
But if you out here and you really want to get into business,
you gotta get that field work.
You gotta time it perfectly.
Yeah.
And go all in. And decide, and if you can decide by September whether or not this thing grew enough that you want to make the investment.
Oh, yeah,
but you need to use that.
Utilize that one summer. To stay out there on that field.
To stay out
and
there.
Build your clientele.
Build your clientele.
And then you be like, okay, I can
step out, because the parks are free.
Yeah.
They're not going to bother you.
Smart move.
So Once you do that, and you can buy little not odds and ends like handheld things or little things to spice up your fitness thing, cones, do little drills here. But the biggest part of what you do is just the motivation part. So the exercises you ain't got to worry about that, right? You can get better as you grow.
Right.
So if somebody would have told me all the equipment I have, I wouldn't have had none of that. I would have took all the money that I had that I used to buy that with, I would have set that in the bank. And for low times. Yeah. So I can sustain the weather of the beginning stages of the training. Because people going to come, they're going to go. Yeah. Until you build your clientele, you need a certain amount of nest egg that's going to help you through the low times.
So I'm going to ask you a question. So like around about, just an estimate, how long do it take to be your clientele?
5 years. I ain't even had to think about that either. 5 years.
5 years.
And that's on
the back end. That's the light end.
That's on the light end. I'm gonna tell you why 5 years. One, it takes time to build clientele.
I didn't think you were gonna say 5 years.
5 years. And the reason I'm gonna tell you, somebody else told me that when I got into the game.
Yeah.
Me being kind of the person that I am. Man, 5 years. Man, I'm gonna tell you.
Gotta go get it.
5 years.
5 years.
Because what end up happening is you begin to build up residual clients that drop off and then come back. So when those beginning clients start revolving and coming back again and building up with the new clients you're still bringing in currently, you begin to have a ride and it's an overflow, and it takes years to develop that. That's the sucky part about business. Now, don't get it twisted. Absolutely. Everything is based off of how you market too.
Absolutely.
So location, marketing, getting your name out there,
and your own physique.
And your
I was speaking on social media platforms. I see a lot of personal trainers use themselves as advertising, like you do. You do a wonderful job of doing that.
Man, so, you got to.
I know. I ain't want to hold you, but talk about how you market this platform, your platform, because it's amazing because you stay with it, and I think you're the most consistent person as far as training, personal training. I follow, and I follow a lot of them. And you always on it. You always sculpting, and you always working out in different angles. And I don't want. Man, we got a lot to talk about. We could go forever for this because this is, and I want to talk about this because this is big, man. Because we got to talk about this in the black community. We don't talk about it enough, and that's why I love.
Facts.
Man, being able to create this space for we to talk about it.
Man, this is mega, dog.
This is dope because this is actually my friend, and you give it a lot of Jews. So just talk about how you marketing yourself as far as the brand, Diamond Kutz.
I'm gonna tell you something,
because you were with some guys earlier, but then you kind of, you know what I mean?
Branched down to my own.
Yeah.
Thing. I was part of a fit team.
Yeah,
and it was cool.
Yeah, it was.
It was cool. I think, and that right there just didn't. Our business was a little different.
Okay.
They were more into the bodybuilding side of it, and I was more so. But everybody's doing their own thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, I with me, man, my marketing on myself is up there.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm gonna tell you, if you have something to offer somebody, why wouldn't you do it on yourself too? It's like. Just like that shows the person you're trying to get to come to you, that not only because a lot of people can say, yeah, I know how to go somewhere. Well, why you ain't went there? You know what I'm saying? If somebody can say, man, Marcus, I know how to go and I know how to lead you to some gold.
Yeah.
Some gold bars.
Yeah.
Like, hold on. Why you didn't go get them yourself?
Absolutely.
So
you gotta talk to the person that went and got done it.
Man, right. So if I'm offering something and it's supposed to be beneficial and I really believe in it, then I gotta do it to myself first.
Absolutely.
So I spend a lot of time on me, man, and it is cool because this is my hobby too.
Yeah.
So I'm infatuated with building the body and trying to develop it. And this is another thing too, because I'm almost 50.
Yeah.
I'm learning now how to balance the body through a deteriorating system, meaning the body's becoming destabilized.
So there's different forms of work.
You got to work on posture now a little bit more because I'm almost 50.
Yeah.
Now
that's for the older clients too. My mother, she has to work on her ability to walk properly, her posture. Things of that nature, because as you get older, those type of things deteriorate.
And look, I'm gonna tell you something, and that's something a young trainer don't know yet. And so a lot of times when training evolves through decades. So I can only imagine if I'm 60 years old doing this.
Absolutely, you will be.
Which I will be.
Absolutely, I know
You know
you
what
will.
I'm saying? At 60 years old doing this,
Yes.
the knowledge behind it of the generational is going to be powerful with me at that time because I've been working out since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I've seen the steps, so I can be able to guide anybody, young people, old
Absolutely.
people, middle pay. A lot of times younger people, and I'm just talking. I'm gonna touch on the young trainers real quick. The 20, I'm gonna say the 20s.
Yeah, go ahead.
The thing that they have, which are their strengths, are their genetics. So what I've learned about a lot of time, genetics control everything.
Yeah,
So a lot of time
absolutely.
people say, "Ooh, I like that trainer. I'm gonna go be with him." Genetics is built, and so in your 20s, if you look good in your 20s, 99% of the time that's your genetics. You don't know if a trainer really knows their stuff until they're in their 40s, and you look at them and watch how because they have to account for hormone changes in your 40s.
Wow.
So if you see a trainer that looks good in their 40s,
Yeah.
then they know what they're talking about.
And it's legit.
It's legit because only by at that age and beyond can you continue to look good by understanding hormones and how to eat and how to balance and how not to store fat. Boom, boom, boom. That's knowledge.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You can't trip over that.
Absolutely.
You can't.
Absolutely.
Very
Absolutely.
few people can eat how they want to eat in their 40s
Yeah.
and look good. I'm talking about very rare.
Everybody can't be Ocho Cinco.
Everybody,
Ocho Cinco.
boy,
Anti.
and they 1% genetics. And NFL players.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, absolutely.
So everybody don't have that gene.
Yes, absolutely.
That is very,
absolutely.
very, very rare.
So Diamond Kutz Beauty and Fitness. What's next? What's the 5-year vision?
Oh, man.
Before we close out.
Okay. Well, before we talk about that real quick, let me tell you about the event we having next month.
Please talk about it.
We're having a client appreciation, Diamond Kutz Beauty and Fitness. Okay, my clients and her stylist clients all are going to come to this event on November the 27th, and this is going to be the first annual Diamond Kutz Beauty and Fitness Ball.
Wow.
It's all formal.
Wow.
Everything's formal. So speaking of the vision, our 5-year vision, that's the start of it.
Wow.
Because we're going to do that yearly. And hopefully this grows to something that's going to be extravagant. And
it will be. It's amazing. That's a great idea.
Boy.
Who come up with these ideas? You better have Keisha.
Well, it's kind of. I'm out there. We kind of.
How you give this guy?
It's both for hours, but I'm gonna give her the credit though because I was gonna have just a get together.
Yeah.
And
She did a big.
She saw the vision.
Yeah, I think that's dope. And I think that'll work hand in hand. I think that accomplishes a lot, and it'll intrigue a lot of people to buy into what y'all doing. And I think
and give somebody a goal.
Building a brand is amazing. Building a brand is amazing. Y'all doing an amazing thing, and I think that y'all kids are watching, and other people are watching. And if you're going to copy anything, you got to copy these guys, man, because it's tough working as a unit, and y'all doing an amazing job. In 8 years, man, it's an amazing thing. And this is Greenville right here. This is what a lot of people don't know. This is why I bring people, small businesses business owners to talk about their struggles, to give other people ideas. You know what I mean? It motivates me as a small business owner to kind of get association building similarities. You got to continue to associate yourself with people who are doing the things that you're trying to accomplish.
Got to.
If not, you're gonna be stuck in the rut.
Like-minded individuals.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? You gotta be, and I'm so glad that
I appreciate it.
Me and you know each other.
That's real.
And that's real. And I think that it's dope. And I'm so proud of you, man. I follow you. I follow you from afar. I know we don't get a chance to see each other as we used to, but I'm always proud of you because I know where we both came from, and I know the dreams. And I'm so glad that you was able to put it together, and I'm so glad I was able to give you a platform to market, to advertise, and show what you do because you really are. You the best in the business, man. In Greenville, hands down.
I'm just trying to do what I do, man.
You see what I'm saying?
But I will say, I love what I'm doing.
And it shows.
I love what I'm doing.
It shows, man. It shows. It's your boy Mark Goodman, aka the Voice Box of the Block, and we out.
No matter the topic, whatever it is, then you know that we got you. We spread all the knowledge. We talk about politics, even the gossip. You can hear us on Spotify or tune in to YouTube. You even can watch us. I know we got haters. I can promise you one thing that we never stopping. It's the Good Guy Podcast. I ain't bragging, but we are the greatest. It's the Good Guy Podcast.